shut down in lane. He doesn't recover as quickly. So this is a hero, I think, that needs to be picked overall 8th and block picked, like you mentioned.
You know what
Whereas
also
Beast,
helps that?
I feel like you can overall first a Beast.
You can because of the Ancients.
Yeah.
And I think the reason that a big reason that you can take Ancients is because the third camp being removed, making it no longer the triangle. Instead, now it's just a line purge because if you take the third point out of a triangle,
I'm gonna call it the triangle. Is that
it's
okay?
still one line. It's just gonna be one line. The carries like they don't want that shit. They're in their own jungle. They're like, yeah, I want to secure my own jungle, especially on Dire. So offlaners are like more than welcome to go take the triangle. 33 did that a ton at TI, where he'd just be in his own try.
It's like you can have the line, I'll just have the Pentagon in my jungle.
Right.
But unfortunately,
Pentagon.
I mean, how many camps are in Jungle 5?
Pentagram in the Dire jungle because it's evil. Beaver?
Sure. Can anyone follow up on the evil pentagram?
There's 4 jungle camps in the Radiant jungle.
Well,
not
or
counting the
6.
extra 2, right?
It's either 4 or
Large,
6.
medium, large, medium. That's 4.
It depends
Plus
on if
small,
you
large.
you've got
the
small,
whole
large near the lane.
Yeah.
Then you got on the opposite of the small. There's a medium,
And then there's another medium.
and then there's 2 other mediums, and then there's the one next to the
there's
lane.
a medium, there's a large on top, and then there's a large on
That's
the side.
Radiant.
That's 6.
Sounds like you guys
Yeah,
are.
6.
You guys are.
I said 6.
You guys are sorting and counting
So
potatoes.
it's a hexagon, not a pentagon.
Huh?
It's a weird shape.
The jungle is a hexagon.
Really more of a parallelogram
So
or
it's not
something.
it's not a pentagram anymore. It's
More
a
like a
hexagram.
rectangle.
Depends where you draw, how the farming patterns are, how you go between the camps, where the lines are drawn.
You're drawing different shapes then, but like
Yeah, and you have to cut the trees to make sure that the hexagram is complete.
It's like a.
If we're going off the farm and kill thing, you just go
Should
between
really-
the camps totally at random.
It definitely looks like a constellation, probably not a shape.
Like the big dipster or the small
Yeah, it's
dipster.
something like that.
did you guys ever play like connect the dots on your chicken pox when you were kids?
That's disgusting. That's absolutely
Sounds like a really fun week.
I got a lot of birds.
You guys are not from a big family.
Never mind.
Let's just infect each other while we're.
Connect the
Well,
dots.
if you're in a big family, if one of you gets chicken pox, the rest
you
of you
all
do.
have
So you might as well enjoy each other's.
I mean, I remember
Funny
having
little
chicken
box.
pox,
Enjoy
but I
your
don't remember.
the box.
I think we just
Come here,
watched.
stepbrother.
I think we just watched cartoons or something. I don't know.
All right, we were.
You know what's the best part of this conversation? In the meantime, nothing has happened in the draft because they're digging into their bonus time right now.
Just like Effie digs into her brother's box.
Let me get in there.
Draws on. Also, when we all got chicken pox, I was in kindergarten, which means my sister was in the 1st grade and my brother Fira was in preschool. So we were at an age where drawing on each other is acceptable.
I will allow it.
Okay, think about it.
Thinking
Funny.
about it.
Fun. It's funny.
And apparently,
Let's move on. I
it
hate this
resulted into
conversation.
a core entertainment memory, a good memory.
Yeah.
My brother would draw on me with paintballs. He would say dance piggy, and then pop 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 pop. Where's my parents?
Was he
He's
good?
babysitting me.
Was he a good artist? Was he an accurate artist?
I don't know. I
Or
couldn't
more-
see because it was on the back side of me. So
Oh, I see.
it was,
But it was mostly drawn in blue then, I would imagine.
well, and red. The welts.
pink.
The welts were red.
Yeah, blue bruises, red welts.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
color was the paint?
Did your parents ever put socks on your hands
What did you do
Why?
as a kid?
so you don't itch your chicken pox?
Oh.
So you don't draw on each other.
I have no chickenpox
All right.
memories.
Took a
didn't have chicken
oatmeal
pox?
bath?
I don't know if
Any
I did.
oatmeal bathers?
You're in
What, any
danger.
what?
Oatmeal bathers.
No.
What?
What is,
Water
what is
with-
No,
that?
we were
Oatmeal.
intentionally ignoring that, Purge, just to be very clear.
Okay.
So can you explain the logic?
It's not like
behind
when you
that?
get bit,
I'm
you
not
get
saying
bit by
that-
a skunk.
I'm not saying it's
and then-
medically sound. I'm just saying that in the year like 1998 or something, it was probably earlier, mid 90s, it was some wives' tale.
Yeah,
that would clear. That would
because if you-
solve it.
Because if you get bit by a
Something like
skunk,
that.
you have to get into a bath full of potatoes to clear up the smell.
Why?
Because it smells if you otherwise.
Okay.
You'll get bit
wait.
by skunks. They smell like crap.
We have no skunks in Jordan, so we never had to
Lucky.
do that.
I don't. We don't. know. We also don't have any skunks, or at least not. I've never seen one in real life,
They
other than
smell
in the
like
zoo.
marijuana. Can
And
you
they-
confirm or deny, Jenkins?
They do smell like marijuana. The good, bad stuff. And they
what
also
the-
look like cats. And if you pet them, they'll squirt on you.
And you'll never
Fake,
get it out
factually
unless you
true.
take a bath of potatoes.
Wait, are we talking
Potato
about
bath.
skunks still?
Yep.
Yeah.
Why would anyone pet a skunk? You know they're dangerous.
They look
Well,
like
Not
cats,
dangerous, but they're gonna make you smell bad.
and they look fluffy.
The
Yes.
scary thing is if your dog gets near them, because your dog doesn't know any better, and then you have to clean your dog somehow.
Don't you
And
just
for
put them
that,
into a
tomato
bath?
juice is what I was told. I don't know if that's real.
And speaking of dog, actually, Lycan picked up here from
I-
TSM
yeah,
about
I mean,
30
I heard
minutes ago
that.
in the draft.
Oh right, there's the
Feels
draft.
like 30 minutes of
Yeah, the
that
bound phase
conversation.
is over. We got an Undying and a Terrorblade. up on TSM, and the Jakiro was picked up because dragons are cool, and they already had the Dragon Knight, and they got the Jakiro now as well.
3 dragons, 1 team.
I think
Very cool.
Jakiro in general, like his stocks have gone up throughout this tournament. A lot of teams have been picking him more, and his win rate is actually pretty high. This hero excels at like AoE magic damage, which you do enjoy versus, I mean, potential illusion carries like Terrorblade, but mostly any kind of hero that pushes early, like a Lycan or a Beastmaster. Jakiro can just drop a Macropyre and like halt that for one wave and buy some time for his team. And if you have a setup stun like the DK, that's just a lot of follow-up damage coming through out of that. It's also just overall solid laning. Like this hero's tanky. It has good spells. It's capable of playing for kills or playing defensively. So I like that Execration have corrected how badly their lanes tended to go in Tour 1 by picking more solid and stable lane heroes like Mirana and DK.
And the other thing that he's good at, it's AoE magic damage, but it's also AoE attack speed slow. That's something that IceFrog's been consistently buffing over the last couple of years, giving people options to lower attack speed. Great against Lycan. Lycan units have tons of damage, but not that much attack speed.
The issue with Jakiro here, though, is he's playing against Ruvik. And Ruvik versus Jakiro, like, if Ruvik gets your Ice Path,
You're screwed.
that's like a few minutes of Ruvik just
GG.
destroying every
Can't
single
fight.
fight.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be a really good Jakiro player to make sure to never give it away. Like, there is risk in picking Jakiro here, even though there are benefits in it versus Lycan. It really makes Ruvik that much of a better hero. It's like when Ruvik has Light Strike Array or Fissure, like the hero just transforms into something else entirely. So yeah, this Jakiro's got to be careful here. But we talked about lanes on Execration. Lanes on TSM are also very solid. You've got the Ruvik Lycan, which is going to do fine versus what we're seeing so far, and the Undying Terrorblade, which is also just a solid lane, right? You've got the semi-range plus melee combination. Yeah, Jenkins.
Am I crazy here? Like, Execration bans Huskar. Isn't this just so obviously
Another Ember.
Ember Spirit? And then TSM's like, all right, go for it. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, no, well, they're banning out offlaners though.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
I mean, they'd have really bad disable on TSM side if they had to play against Ember.
So they're assuming, or TSM is assuming, that Dragon Knight is going to be the one that Bobs plays, and that there's still going to be a tanky offlaner on the side that will try to make Terrorblade's life a living hell.
We'll see with this ban. We'll see if Execration is setting up for the most obvious Ember pick in the world. Because I think Ember mid with a Mirana is still just as good as a DK. Chains into Arrow. Same thing, you know? You've got 2 places to roam to now.
They ban out the
Okay,
store.
come on. Maybe TSM, they're like, all right, we'll take the Ember.
Yeah, I mean, all his counters are banned. Great Ember game right now. We know Brawl plays it too, so.
It's a fine Ember game. I would prefer something else coming out of TSM unless they really want to block pick it here.
5 seconds remaining.
At least they need to pick something that they know lane's fine against an Ember. That's it. And there's a lot of heroes.
Can you not just Hangolier here? Instead, it feels like a more sturdy and
Yes, you
stable
could.
Ember for TSM.
Yeah, both teams that could use it.
Like I would definitely prefer that, just because I feel like Ember, unless he goes Vessel, which they never do anymore, isn't going to give you the damage that you need early on when you're playing without your Terror.
Ooh, a puck.
And Execration picks Ember.
How does Puck lane against Ember?
Pretty well. I think Puck is
Fine.
good against Ember. Yeah, I mean, it's not a sick counter. It's like 55, 45. I don't know. But I think Puck does perfectly fine against Ember.
10 seconds.
I really like Dream Coil with all the run at you that TSM has, though. Like,
Yeah.
Drop Tombstone, Dream Coil, Lycan sprinting at you. It's going to make it very easy for Ahri to sit in the back and steal good spells. And they have decent cover at this point for whoever Execration goes on.
Actually, I'm dumb. They're going to put DK mid now because it's Puck. Like, that just seems...
Is there
Seems like
not
a
another
forced-
counter to Puck that they can put mid and put DK offline still? Ooh, they go for Ricky actually.
Choose your hero.
Wow, that's a deep sigh. Is that a happy sigh or a
No,
disappointing sigh?
I just hate that.
Offlane Ricky.
I hate that people are not giving up on this hero. Just it had its time in the sun. Can we just not see it for a while? It's
But if it's offlane,
me
if it's offlane Ricky, the Meteor Hammer build's actually kind of cool on the hero, right? Like it's useful, and there's all this setup too. So and he'll be able to set up too. It gives him like 2 ways to set up Arrow now between DK and him. The Meteor Hammer will accelerate their towers. They won't need Bob to do it.
There's merit to this Ricky. Ricky is an incredibly high agi hero. Like his stats level 1 are really good for trading. So he's one of the heroes that can, and he has naturally high HP regen.
Yeah.
So he can actually do well on a lane versus Terrorblade, especially if
And Undying, though?
Yeah, if he has a support that can kind of distract or drag away the Undying, it should be okay versus TV. Also, the Cloud is going to be really useful early on. The Meteor Hammer build, I mean later on, once you get the cooldown reduction, you can just keep spamming it on TB illusions. That's going to be nice. If you don't get Meteor Hammer, then you are entirely dependent on your Jakiro for tower pressure, and your Jakiro can easily be punished by a puck TP in. So it really just depends on how well TSM can play this top lane. I'm really not the biggest Ricky fan, but I can see the merits here, right? Because it's another setup for Mirana. You have like the dart into arrow. The Cloud is probably the most important thing that they picked it for. It could also give Rubik another like priority steal, kind of taking away pressure from Jakiro to not cast Ice Path, because now you're trying to deal with the Ricky as the Rubik, so that could be a thought. I'm just not the biggest Ricky fan, but yeah, I can see what they're doing here. I can.
Do you believe in it? I will, for this game, ask every single one of the people sitting next to me who is going to take this game.
So I believe in Palos and his Morphling,
Okay.
and I've seen Shanks and Palos dumpster lanes as Mirana Morphling, so I think that if Execration get a good start and they just play on the snowball, they play on this DK dragon timing, they got a good meteor hammer timing on the Ricky, let's say they just don't lose that Ricky lane, I feel like Execration might actually overwhelm TSM, but I think TSM have a very solid win condition as the game goes later with the Lycan and the Terrorblade.
All right, Bird.
Execration.
Ooh.
Do you need more words, or did Effie take them all?
No, there's
There's lots of time. Sick. I agree. I think if TSM has a really good laning stage, it might be very different. But I think Execration's gonna be able to connect all their pieces together really well, and lots of creative ways to get kills.
All right, Jenkins.
Ricky's going to get raffle stomped in lane.
And then?
Lose.
Okay, thank you for that. So we'll see if we're gonna have a, well, now that's a highlight from the draft. We don't care about that, we care about what happens in the game. Let's head over to OD Pixel and Fogged.
Thank you very much, CBS. Execration against TSM in this best of one. Fogged, what do you make of this all? TSM, you know, with the kind of the 2-0, well, the 2-game series that we've had from them, they typically lose the first one. This time around, you can't lose this first game. You're going up against an opponent, and you've got one game to prove it. Have they got the draft to do so? Do you think Execration's got their number?
Ooh, I'm a bit torn. I think both sides have some clear merits and clear advantages. I'm also like a little questioned about the Ricky, of what he's going to be able to do.
Sure.
Yes, I can see, you know, of course, some of the answers and stuff like that. Just like as an offlaner, though, priority being moved up that high feels a little bit strange, perhaps. I think it could be a pretty difficult lane for him. We'll see what he's going to be able to get done. I think Execration, though, they're feeling good. It's a very fast-paced draft, looking to pressure. It's a pretty damn good Morphling game. Yes, the puck's there now for an answer, but besides that, there is no answer. So if he's able to avoid some of these coils and the setup from Bryle, this Morphling could just pop off. And Palos, honestly, he owned last game super hard.
Oh, yeah, he was super farmed. Super farmed on the Prophet. Very, very nicely played. Let's see if we can do that again on the Morph.
I mean, they made a lot happen with what I was feeling like a lot about the disadvantaged draft last game, and they were just crushing every single one of the fights, picking and choosing their battles perfectly. So if they can do similar, can absolutely see how this Morphling is set up for success. Good matchup versus the TB. He can play versus Undying, turn into Undying, drop tombstones and stuff like that. So yeah, a lot of fun stuff that can come out. And I love watching Morphling versus Rubik. It's just one of my favorites, because then you have the potential of these funny back and forth steals where, yeah, Rubik gets Ice Path, but then Morphling turns into Rubik, and then they have 2 Ice Paths on the side of Execration. So I love watching these good Morphling players for that.
Tino.
This is a tough lane. Oh.
I mean, they get the arrow connection, but of course, yeah, Tino doesn't want to jump back in right now.
I love the early game alt chat, by the way, in case you didn't see it. It was pretty funny. They were tipping Bryle and stuff like that. Then we have my idol, Bob the Builder, like all this kind of stuff. Of course, Whitemon versus his old friends.
Doing their best to just just try and drag these creep waves top here, Tino.
Has been killed.
He's going to be able to jump in and it's Tomado's courier going down.
Cool.
Just trying to get himself some extra regen out. How much has he actually got on him? He's only got the stick to rely on, Tomato now.
I mean, he's fine, though. Like, he's never going to get pressured from a Ricky Mirana lane.
That's true. Yeah,
It's
super
absolutely
high
great.
armor.
Yeah. I mean, this Ricky has 0 last hits right now. There we go. Okay, he's got 1. A slow start, as we expected for Tino. But the reason that they did this is because they wanted to move priority up for Bob, right? Now he's got the DK versus the Puck matchup, so he's going to do excellent in the laning phase, and they're always going to have, honestly, quite a bit of catch and control for Bryle. So that's the other thing, too, right? It's like, oh, Bryle's actually going to be able to get both runes. Nicely done. Yeah, they're going to be able to address this Puck in multiple different ways. So maybe that's also the avenue for Palos to just completely own the game as this Morph lane. Because if the Puck's not doing well, then he's not able to catch Morph, and Morph has good matchups. Waves being met. Shank's doing a good job here of controlling that lane positioning for Tino to get a little bit of something. But it only is a little bit.
He's going to just look to grab the next wave. Tino. Oh,
Lane to
and
couriers.
get the courier.
Okay, he's putting his doing his best Matthew impression here. Lane we haven't looked at or talked about. The bottom lane, I mean, right now we're seeing Bob, you know, he's doing great. But looking at the bottom lane, Palos starting to hold his own. But Kasani, he's also going to be able to have a very good free farm lane on this.
Top
match.
Tomato.
Whoa.
That was a lot of damage there from Tino and Shanks. They nearly brought him down. They're going to look to try and turn Tomato with a metamorphosis.
Radiant's courier has been
But
killed.
Tino and Shanks, they keep their distance.
I mean, that's impressive stuff to at least put any pressure
Yeah.
on the TB. He's actually getting slowed down in farm a little bit here because of all this creep pulling shenanigans.
And they're definitely, sufficiently messing with Tomato's
Yeah.
lane top execration.
Honestly, I really like watching this team. They're obviously a bit volatile, but they're very clever with the way that they do some type of unexpected things. Definitely is catching some teams off guard. And I'm looking forward to see what Bob can do now that he's actually given a game where he's going to have an amazing early game.
Yeah, well, I mean, what do you imagine he'll be doing this game? Just going quick blink,
Yep. Great
making
game for it.
making setups.
Absolutely.
They've got pretty good follow-up, whether it's the damage of the Jakiro or the arrows coming in.
They're going to have tons of setup for that arrow. I think that's also, you know, this Ricky, the Cloud is super good, but he's also going to be able to eventually get
Tino?
started and stuff. Tino?
He's playing risky here. Oh my goodness! And I tell you what,
It's
the creep's
working.
done it. Yeah, Shanks, he's in.
Suicide?
Oh, off the mark with the arrow there. So nicely done from Whitemon. He'll be able to get the deny to the neutrals.
The instant tip. Oh, I love it. Good friends here. Honestly, Shanks, he's doing some incredible stuff just with his creep pulls. As I was saying, it's slowing down the TB's farm. Yeah, Tino's not getting absolutely everything, but he's getting some stuff up here. With that death, we'll fill up Bryle's bottle. But it's going to be a very slow game here for Bryle in this matchup.
And top, Tino's pretty much got the Ring of Health gold, so at that stage, he's going to be feeling very safe. I mean, to the point where Shanks might have the ability to sort of head to other lanes, look for some ganks.
Yeah, they absolutely can, right? Bob, he is pretty much hitting 6 here, so if they do want to look to pressure Bryle even more, they could. And Bob's, he's actually just going to hit 6, so he's going to be able to just Dragon Form and hit Bryle and probably just put a ton of pressure on this tower. They might have to react.
I mean, who can sort of afford to come over here?
I think Ari has to.
Yeah.
He's the Fade Bolt, right? He's the one that can just like nuke the creep wave and slow some stuff down here. That means you give a lane though. I mean, Palos already free farming, but they probably feel like they can't pressure him anyway. So I mean, it's the appropriate move from Ari.
A 6-minute power in, it's going to go into the hands of Bob. Double damage.
The dream.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Both supports rotating over. Difficult to punish Bob though. 10 wand, super tanky. He's going for like the belt. Yeah, he's gone for belt and bracer. So
And they can't really kill him, but at the least, making sure that he doesn't get any more hits on the tower.
yep. TSM's done this most of their games. Just I mean, most teams do, of course, checking the power runes, but they're always about helping Bryle in the mid lane. And he's definitely, I mean, he's definitely going to need that help. Slow start, 0-0. Execration probably feeling pretty damn good about how everything is going. With the fact that the Riki hasn't died, he's able to get some farm, shutting down the puck.
I mean, that's the question. Who's going to be the first to die this game, you reckon?
Whew. It could be Bryle. I think Tino has just made it through the absolute hardest part of everything here.
Oh yeah, he's fine now.
He's chilling.
One charge is in a ring of health. He doesn't die now.
Yep.
Not to these two, at least.
Bob, nice little stuff that he's doing in mid lane too. He's pulling the creep aggro away from the creeps that meet, so his creeps are actually tanking for him to get more tower damage.
This is yeah, going to be a good timing on this mid tower. Despite TSM's best efforts to push him off it, lots of damage being done already just with their first 2 rounds, the Elder Dragon form. They'll try and go on him.
He is unbelievably tanky and they missed. Whoops. I mean, I don't think it does. I don't think there's a chance of him getting killed there anyway.
And both supports coming in again. Whitemon and Ari. Well, Dreamcore used theirs, yeah, very little little options to throw at Bob. Bob, he don't care.
Dire's courier.
And the Ruined spawns top too. Oh, Bryle's getting no luck this game. This is honestly dream start for Execration. Because the puck, as I was mentioning, the puck is really the only answer for this Morphling. So if he's just really slowed down this much, and they're going to have constant ways to disrupt him, either with the Blink DK stun or the Cloud that's going to be coming out, that's just going to set Palos up to carry just like he did last game.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing sort of the 2 supports come over to the mid to help out Bryle. Is it going to be the point with the next Dreamcore that you want to see Bryle try and make a rotation?
I think so. I think he should be making the move toward the Morphling pretty soon, but then you lose your tower, so choice he might be forced to make is bottom.
I've got Kasani trying to dive in with the ultimate.
Might get Carlo here.
Now Palos, he's going to bail out. He's going to go for the TP away, and indeed Carlo will get left behind. So first blood will be for Kasani on this bottom lane. They can put some pressure onto the tier 1 down here as well, TSM.
This is very important that they have this type of start for Kasane. Because of everything else that's happening in these side lanes, this Lycan is definitely going to have to do some work. It's one of his best heroes. He's very good on these summons. So good early tower here.
Tower is under attack.
But yeah, mid tower, it drops.
And Carlo,
He actually comes back down.
playing around with them. I mean, there's backup on its way for Execration.
Oh, he's baiting them.
Yeah, wait for
Might
him from
die.
Palos. See if Shanks can get the arrow. Can't quite get the connection, but the Starstorm comes crashing down onto Kasane. He's attempting to get them around the tree line. A few more hits though, and he's gone. Execration, they'll take down the one of them.
Dire's top tower is
Whitemon,
under
he'll be able to TP away safely.
Carlo's more than happy with that. It means the similar thing that he did last time, where he was just constantly going to the bottom lane. Kasani gets some nice courier snipes there. And a kill, but yep. Bob goes top. It's another tower. They're going to bully the TB out of lane.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
2-1, but Execration definitely feeling incredible. Riki has the meteor hammer. Like, this is actually remarkable stuff that he was able to have such a good lane.
Not sure. Could you feel this was sort of a matchup in which the Riki could have suffered?
Yeah, I mean, the thing is they just like pulled the lane, so they didn't play the lane. They didn't give TSM the opportunity to really punish him, and he really played perfectly with the way he danced around the Undying. That's why you saw him tipping Whiteman a couple times. And this is annoying now for TB. I mean, this is situations where he could just get set up on from a rotation with a meteor hammer and he dies as well. They got to slow down this Riki or get some type of kills. Blink's already done. Like this game is feeling quite difficult at the moment for TSM.
A 3k lead already at 10 minutes. We saw last game Execration just playing a step ahead of Asta. Looks like they're able to bring the same so far in this second best of 1 against TSM.
Yeah, loving it so far. Do you know? I mean, they can just disengage. They don't really have, their catch is just extremely limited.
Yeah, they need Bryle.
Yeah.
They need this puck to go.
Bob.
Oh, Bob's in. Are you going to jump forward straight away on top of the Undying? And with the Ice Path to follow up, Macropyre as well. Whitemon's gone. Now, Hammer. It's there on a Tomato.
On Tomato.
He catches him. Tomato is able to turn with the Sunder.
He's still going down.
He looks to be in a lot of trouble here. The Breathe Fire comes out. Tomato ticking down. The last hit there from Bob takes him out. Dragon Tail's back up. They'll turn towards the Rubik. Execration. They're going to be able to take down 3 here by the looks of it. Ari, no further way out of this one.
That is the meta used, immediately dies right afterwards. Tino will say absolutely worth it. Yeah, I think Kasani's he's gonna have to hard carry as this Lycan.
I mean, what sort of the plan? Is he getting involved in the fights, or do you have to sort of go for the rat play and just try and farm it up, get super stacked on the Lycan?
I think he needs to get his Helm of Overlord ASAP, and then probably need to just join every single one of the fights, because game is very difficult for them to take pretty much any fight. Bob, there's no damage, and there's just limited control that's coming out from TSM.
I mean, it's so close as well to Tomato, like immediately dying in this fight.
Yep.
And he was lucky to live a little longer.
And Bob just jumps in and gets a solo kill at the last second of his dragon form just now too.
Yeah, Bob just massive this game. I mean, we
Zoning.
saw how well Bob played when he was like massively behind in the first best of one on his Ember Spirit. You know, you can only imagine what this man's able to do when he's taken the lead already.
And Paulos is probably just like, thanks guys so much. You know, I already have a godly morph game set up for me versus all these heroes, and you're just making all the space. Yeah, this is incredible here for Execration. 5-3, one of the slower paced games, but a very impactful 5-3. This lead is more than it really says it is.
And they're going to keep it going here. That's the nice thing about Execration. Once they get a lead, they don't sit back.
And Shanks has a mech already. He has the same net worth as Bryle. So we saw limited damage already coming in from TSM. Good luck going through a mech now, too, from the Mirana. Execration's just playing hot today.
They know he's in it. They know he's in it. The smoke's going to dispel. Bob's in with the jump. They found Kasani. I mean, just identifying that right now, Kasani, he's the strong point for TSM.
Yep.
They want to shut this Lycan down, make sure that he doesn't have a game as well.
Feels like none of them are really going to have a game. TSM heavily on the back foot. Carlo doing what I've seen a couple times from these Jakiros. You just leave Ice Path level 1. You just go 2-1, and you're going to probably max Liquid Fire in your dual breath. Use that level 1 Ice Path, so even if Rubik steals it, not the biggest deal in the world. Super aggressive plays, being very quick around the map, too. Already invading triangle. Carlo's even... Carlo? I mean, he's farming... He's trying to farm the Ancients on Jakiro. Oh, that's funny. He just dual breathed it for no reason. It was pretty good.
Oh, Shanks.
Okay. Get a kill. And they save Coil. TSM. Stolen Moonlight.
Stolen the Moonlight, yeah. Let's see if they can go for more. They're looking to Carlo, but no catch. He's out.
Just a support kill. Execration, they're chilling. Alright, Kasani. Helm of the Overlord's done. It's time to... 20 gold until it's done. So time for him to hopefully, for himself, find a Black Dragon or something like that so they can try to get some stuff going their way besides just a cheeky support kill. Bryle?
And they're trying to go for Tino.
He's tanky.
And he's got the hammer down onto Tomato.
He's very tanky.
He's going to get healed up as well. And he's out. They couldn't kill him. They couldn't kill him here with the two cores, the mid and the carry. Tomato and Bryle is at a point of the game where they can't kill the offlane Ricky.
This is a disaster. Bryle.
Oh, Bob.
Nice dodge.
He's in. Dragon Talons will get dodged, also able to step out of the way of the Ice Path for the waning Rift. And they're trying to see if they can get back in on this Tomato, able to dodge their hammer this time.
Oh my god. They just... There's no catch, Owen. It's all up to Coil, and there it was a Coil plus a meta, and as you said, they couldn't even kill the Ricky.
Radiant are scared.
And against these cores, there's a Ricky and a Morph that's going to be sliding all over the place, incredibly mobile. And then the other one's a DK. You know, you got to have lockdown for him because he can just live for so long that he's just going to be able to walk out of these fights.
Yeah, absolutely. Coil, this time, should be able to finish him up.
I'll see if they can get anything more here.
That may have caught them off guard. I believe it was an arcane rune from earlier from Bryle, so that Coil maybe
quick,
caught up a bit. Yeah, came up a bit faster than they expected.
Okay, they get the tower. So a little bit of progress here for TSM around the mid.
Yeah, Kasani with his Helm of Overlord timing. Very important how much he's going to be able to get done here to try to make space. Tomato is still farming well, too. And he's going to try to be that answer. Of course, the Morph is good versus the TB in multiple different ways. But if he's able to get item ahead, then he's able to itemize to deal with him, going for Scotty and whatnot, which is going to be that first choice from him. But definitely a difficult position when this Morph is just absolutely free farming. Just all that limited catch.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Told they fetch a reasonable price.
Tino, I think you maybe That thing where you just like, oh, you know, you're doing so well, you're farming, he buys the Blade of Alacrity, and he's like, wait, I need the shard. Whoopsie. Let me go back for my shard to set up more kills for my team, because this is a godly game for it. Playing versus the Puck, playing with the Mirana.
Yeah, it's going to be super annoying for some of TSM's heroes.
Yeah. Shanks. I mean, he's just farming. Oh, no.
Not going to be able to get the catch here again, unfortunately, from Bryle. Dream Coil slightly off the mark.
Top tower is under attack.
Sad stuff. All those matter so much. Every time Coil's you, Palos can just play pretty aggressively wherever he wants to on the map. It's the only real setup for him.
Yeah, he's pretty much been under zero pressure the whole game, Palos.
Yep. Tomato has to be a little careful how he shows down here, too. And on the flip side, I mean, Bob. Okay, he'll just stun the Ancient. I mean, they're committing a lot for this Ancient. Can they get punished?
And Kastani wants to chase. See Bryle at the side, he'll get in with the jump onto Tino. Tino's just going to go for the TP out, and Tino's away. Bob, he might get left behind this time. 4 of them chasing him down. TSM, they'll be able to take down the DK.
Nicely done. I mean, they kind of asked for it there. They committed so much onto just killing the Ancient creep there.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And that's without Coil. So Bryle, 8 seconds until he's going to have Coil available. They can keep punishing here. New Ancient creep going to be grabbed. And maybe they can force a Roche.
Is under attack.
Definitely potential for TSM with the Undying and Terrorblade.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Probably going to be a bit too difficult for Execration to contest this, too. This is a nice move.
I mean, maybe if Tino wants to kind of go in for a sneaky play.
They'll be ready for
I mean,
it, though.
they're pinging it. They know they're just going on.
I mean,
They could
Tino.
try and set up here. No, Tino's not going to be able to make the jump. They find him. They drop the Dream Core down. I mean, he's able to get the hammer out. But Tino will get burst here. The Fade Bolt flies through from Ari. They take down the Ricky.
Can they get more, too, Bob? He showed up, and he is looking to be in trouble.
I mean, Carlo's going to try and help out, lay down the Macropie. Palos has also turned up to the fight. He's going to be in on the back lines, takes out Ari, but not before they lose the DK. Bob goes down.
I mean, Palos is in. He wants kills.
And Bryle, he's going to be able to finish off the Dragon, the Jakiro. Palos, I don't know if there's much more he can do here. He's a little low on mana, can't really re-enter into the fight. So TSM,
Huge plays.
they get the Aegis and they take the team fight.
Big stuff. Great identification of that whole last 2 minutes, pretty much. They see them committing for this Ancient creep. Yeah, get these big kills and straight into Roche. Yeah, Bob, back-to-back deaths. There we go, TSM. Much needed stuff to recover.
Yeah, Palos incredibly farmed, but probably wants to get his Skadi done before they look to fight again. Especially into this Aegis on Bryle. It's a little trickier.
And Bob probably just wanting to finish BKB now before he turns up to another one of these fights too, because he's now absolutely able to die versus the damage that comes out with that Lycan.
Is under attack.
Death's bounty.
Whoop. Dino? Very aggressive play again.
And they get the kill very quickly.
Palos is deep though.
And Bryle, he's in with the Dream Coil. He's caught the two of them. Tino's gone. They'll try for Palos as well. See him go for the TP out. He's getting covered by the Ice Path and the Macropire to block off the chase from TSM. So Palos will escape.
TSM's doing a good job of punishing these kind of over-aggressive plays now a few times from Execration. And yeah, Tomato, I mean, they're gonna have good timings. The Scotty is pretty much done, so extra ways to perhaps deal with this Morphling. He's also getting close to his, but the Tomato one feels amazing versus that DK versus the Morph. And yeah, with Aegis Bryle, he has the comfort now of being able to play a bit more aggressive and not being as scared of just getting instantly caught and killed. Fancy footwork.
Full Skadi on Tomato.
Nice dodge, Bryle.
And Bryle's going in. And as you say, he's not feeling scared at all with the second life he can play with.
I like that he's taking these risks. Tomato. They should see that Scotty now on him. So Palos probably identifying that. He's, as we said, just about to have his done too. Level 15 soon going to be hit too, so he can have level 2 Morph. TSM want to continue forcing the issue here with this Aegis. 10-8. Now Ricky does have the Diffu.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Let's see if they can make it down here. That's TSM, they're going for the tier 2. Execration.
They're considering fighting around here. How long on that Aegis? Minute 30. Yeah, they're looking for this fight. Bob, BKB, Palos, Scotty. Well, he actually takes the Morph Duration talent, so yeah, he's got that long duration Morph for the team fights as well, too. Definitely got to be careful walking into high ground, though, Execration.
Are they going to try? I mean, Carlo's leading the way. Bryle,
vision.
He's going to make the jump first.
Okay. Bit of a commitment there from Whitemon, making a statement, just popping ult and Tombstone to kill this annoying Jakiro. And yeah, that should set them up to take the tower, too. Tino, though, on the flip side, is going to be able to Meteor Hammer top during this with all this information.
Top tower is under attack.
Can they get a catch on mid also? TSM.
Is under attack.
Just nuking the wave. Bryle was thinking about it, but not versus Bob.
I mean, what does Palos need next this game, do you feel? Does he need a BKB this game, or can he get away without it?
I mean, there's no reason not to. It's like he's pretty much unkillable if he does get that one, as long as he doesn't make like a super reckless play. For the most part, though, I would say it's like BKB and just a couple more levels, and I think they're still very, very keen to be able to fight into TSM. But TSM doing big things in these last few moments. These last, like, what, 6 minutes or so, 7 minutes, been pretty ideal for them to get that space for Tomato to get this farm. Bryle's Aegis gone, though. Now he has to be way more careful. Can just get killed from pretty much anything. So many different forms of catch.
Yeah, go fully aggressive with the build, of course, as well. The Witchblade into the Kaya. Lots of damage, but any sort of catch, and he could be in trouble. Limited ways for the team to save him. He's going to go for the Dream Coil. But the Cloud's there and the Dart as well. Tino should still die. But well, he's going to buy time in the air here with the Tricks of the Trade, but he gets lifted up. They'll take him out. Palos has turned up to the fight.
He's got an Arcane Rune as well on Palos.
They're going to look for Whitemon, and I think the rest of TSM, they'll decide they don't want to take this fight against this Morph right now.
Now they committed Coil, they committed Shapeshift and Tombstone. They got to disengage when Palos shows up. Again, though, getting a, pretty decent trade. They get the Ricky, they just lose their Undying. Immediately back to splitting up the map. Tomato, he wants BKB. So the timing for TSM, it'll be the BKB on the Terror Blade. Then they can look to force a bit more. They still have to be careful about these mistakes. Any mistake that they make, it's going to compound very quickly because of how good the game is for the Morph.
They're going again, Execration.
Oh, Tomato. Can he get away?
Get the jump. They're in with the Dragon Tail. We'll see if they've got the damage. Backup's coming in from Ari. Will manage to telekinesis Bob. In fact, Tomato's thinking about turning. Palos in from the side. They're getting rid of the Ancient Creep. As Carlo will die to the summons. Bob having to back off with the BKB. Bryle's going to look to chase.
Palos?
He's kind of stuck in a bit of an awkward situation. Waveform up in a second. Manta to remove the silence, and he'll get down to the low ground. Palos will get away.
TSM want to chase. They popped meta. Execration, they want to try to disengage from this. Coil whiffs again.
He's going to miss.
Oh no, Bryle.
And now he's in trouble. The arrow,
and the arrow.
It connects onto Tomato. Bryle's gone. Not the extra catch they were hoping for there, TSM. The coil sort of just ends up slipping between the three of the members of Execration. Doesn't catch anyone. They'll still get Shanks.
Can they get Tino?
I mean, Tino's still got Palace by side, and Bob's here. Bob's in with the stun on the Kastani. They've got the Macropire down as well onto the Lycan, and Kastani's got to back off. They'll lose Tino.
Kastani does back away.
Hey, and he just about able to live it. Kastani falling very low there to the efforts of Bob.
They tried to keep kiting. They got the catch on Bryle, but then, Tomato still has meta active, so he can still stand his ground and fight very nicely there. Palos shows himself top also. Can Ari get the catch on him?
Nah, he should be fine. He's got Manta up in a second, so...
Can he get the lift?
Oh, close. I mean, Palos, it's super chill there. It turns, gets a few hits in onto Whitemon, knows they can't kill him when the Manta's available.
He was pushing the limits. That was pretty close, though. Ari's almost able to get the snag on him. And Bryle back into the mix. What is that, like 3 coils though that he's unfortunately missed so far, but ended up not mattering the most. Sure, he dies, but they get some good cleanup kills.
Radiant's top tower.
Game's still very close.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Yeah, but what item does Bryle want to get in order to protect himself? It looks like it's going to be the Lincolns. I mean, no one likes to build the Yules anymore on the puck, but it definitely has some merits this game too, if he wants to.
Lincoln's is good here. He's got to protect himself against Bob. He's got to protect himself against Tino, send up with the dart.
Oh, Rosary spawns. I mean, super ideal timing for TSM.
All right, let's see if Execration can get over here in time.
I don't know if they can. I mean, it dies really quick to the AC of Kasani. They can get another one. TSM. Very solid last like 10 minutes.
They get the catch on Carlo. Carlo was trying to get over to the pit, but he'll get left behind.
Taking very good fights on TSM.
I mean, the Moonlight's shadowing here, but I don't know. Do Execration want to fight this? 4v5? They're going to try.
Bob's
in with the stun. They're trying to focus through to the Rubik, and with Palos waveforming forward, they'll take him out. Ari falls. They'll lose Tino in return as he's caught in the Dream Car. Palos, he's really pushing forward aggressively for this. He's looking to Whitemon.
Palos.
But he's kind of on his own now. He'll get the kill, and with the waveform BKB TP, Palos will get out. And a very aggressive move there from Execration, fighting into a TSM that just picked up the Aegis. They do get kills out of it though. Palos, he'll get a bit more money, and he's keeping on par with the farmer Tomato.
Tomato now with DD. And that was Meta Force though. That was the meta, that was the coil. That was a lot expended there from TSM. But BKB on cooldown for Palos.
See if we can go with DD in the ball for Tomato.
Palos is level 18.
Getting a jump, Bob. He's going to set things up here. They've got the ice path.
Oh.
Arrow's going to be a bit late though. Gives Tomato the chance to BKB turn around. Bob's in trouble. Bob's gone. Palos is looking for Bra, but the phase shift is back up. Bra's going to be able to jump out of this. Oh, I say that, no, Tino. He jumped back in on a Bra. Bra was not able to jump away.
TSM got to disengage. I mean, Tomato is still walking in like he's keen to fight.
And he feels strong with the DD. And of course, has got that Aegis.
Carlo. Getting body blocked.
But they don't have Bryle. Now get in under the tower, take down the Jakiro, and see if they can get the tower here as well. Tomato pushing forward with the rest of this DD.
Tomato standing his ground nicely, being very confident with the backup of his teammates. The Mac and the Soul Rip, he felt like he was strong enough, and he was.
He's got the full Hurricane Pike done as well now, Tomato, so pretty stacked here on the Terrorblade this game. Just 29 minutes now.
TSM, they're the ones taking some super nice fights. Ari, can he get away? He can't.
And Tomato wants to get in on this. They're looking towards Palos. BKB's back up. Palos, he wants Whitemon.
He's getting hit. Getting hit hard.
Forward, Whitemon. He's hiding in the trees. They won't be able to finish off the Undying straight away. Now Bra's turned up from the side. Dream Core's back up. Palos is caught in the coil. The coil snaps. Kasani's getting in on top of him, but the Manta's back up. Palos on the retreat. The ice bar from Carlo covers the escape.
How does he keep getting away?
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
TSM, that's without meta pretty much that entire time, and Tomato just standing his ground and taking the fights, getting on top of the Morphling. Beautiful stuff. Yep, Palos is really pushing the limits of his hero, though. Like, he's just standing his ground fighting, but has to be cautious because of the Scotty slow. Very close to being brought down.
Super close to the end to dying, but Manta at the ready. Back in action, Bryle.
Bryle?
Should be fine here. They don't want to dive too far outside of the base right now, Execration. They know how strong TSM is. It's not easy to fight out on the map right now.
And Bryle, he does switch it up, so he actually goes for the Aeon Disc this game, which I guess look around the timings. He's like, okay, we're strong now. I don't want to wait for a Lincoln's. It's going to take a very long time for him to build up for it, so it's like a pseudo one anyway. Does the same type of job to protect him for the initial go. And now Tomato, he does have meta. 90 seconds until Aegis also gets reclaimed. TSM feeling strong.
Let's see if they can push the base here, TSM.
Nicely done, Tomato.
Dire's top tower
Does not feel the easiest for them to break the high ground.
Dire's structures are fortified.
It's Bob. Gonna have to BKB and TP. Let's see what Execration looks to do with this. They're still trying to just, I mean, play farm game and outscale.
Yeah, they'll almost certainly want to wait out this Aegis now.
I like
30 seconds.
I like Kasani's choice of items this game. The two very standard ones, of course, the AC and the Helm Over, but he goes back for a pipe on the Lycan. So pretty cool to play versus all this magic damage that is coming out from Execration.
I think he just picked up the gem as well.
Yep. Arrow. Whitemon.
And Bryle. He's looking at Tino. Tino, he's not going to be able to jump out in time. They'll lose the Ricky again. Execration.
Palos is soon to hit a very scary item timing, though. He's about to have Aghanims done versus this Terrorblade. He's going to be able to sap away just so much damage really from him in every single one of these fights and stand his ground much more effectively. Still feeling, I mean, even though TSM, they have this 3K lead, they're making the nice moves, I'm still feeling a bit afraid just because of how farmed Palos is.
Oh, Tomato.
Can he get this? I mean, this is cool. Palos just TP's out. Doesn't want to mess with him.
Oh, off to the side, Bob. He started to try and get a bit of a fight going. We'll pop the Eon Disc of Bryle.
That's a big deal. 90 seconds on cooldown. They could look to punish that. Palos, no BKB, but there it is. The Aghanims is done.
Let's have a look. Eon Disc on cooldown and Metamorphosis also on cooldown.
Palos, no BKB, but
I mean, Bob just walks in.
he's just walking in.
He's just walking in it. Pops the BKB and the Dragon Form. He's CPing out. Doesn't want to be here anymore, Bob.
Palos.
Kasani chased on. They get the Dream Coil down onto Carlo. They'll take down the Jakiro. They'll get both supports here. Double kill for Kasani.
Palos just, he can't stand his ground, actually.
He's going to try. It's the damage here enough to take down Whitemon, though. It's pretty tanky on the
dart
line.
on Palos.
As they follow, there is Browse in with the silence.
They
He's
got
dead.
him. That's
They
all it's
get him.
gold.
He's out of the game for 70.
Oh, man. TSM, this is their window.
See if the rest of them can hold here. 3 versus 5.
The arrow does connect. Tomato,
Hammer as well.
where's his help?
They forced him out to the side, but he might still
Cloud.
come down. Do they have detection? He's just out of the sentry range. He's able to turn the thunder. Tomato back up to full HP.
Oh, baby. What was he, like 10 HP or something? 20 HP? They actually bail him out with the 4 staffs.
Very, very close. I mean, at the least for Execration, they do push back TSM. So
They do.
TSM won't be able to punish this window whilst Palace is down too hard.
But Ari got that was a gorgeous spell steal. The dart catches Palos completely off guard. TSM. 7K lead now. Tomato. Pretty much a full item now ahead of that Morphling too. Still has to, of course, he's going to be getting turned into and getting all of his stats stolen, but how low does he... 9 HP!
They just
Hot
didn't
stuff.
have any other damage they could throw the way of the Terrorblade.
Meta's back up. Palos is back. But he's definitely having trouble standing his ground versus all these summons and overwhelming damage. There's also, like, he has to use, like BKB and Manta, of course, to dispel a lot of things, but there's this Fade Bolt damage reduction, there's this Howl damage reduction. It's actually all adding up pretty decently to just make Tomato quite unkillable. So some really cool stuff from TSM this game.
Still, we're seeing Palace. He's never afraid to go in, though.
No.
He's always the first one.
Top.
All
The
good
Aeon
setup,
disc.
but the disc is back up. So Bryle's fine.
Longer cooldown, though, every time they do pop it. So this one's 2
Oh,
minutes.
bottom. They got the setup on a Palace. But now, maybe Tomato's the one in trouble. They get the
Palos
speed
turning.
die. He has to put the BKB and run. Tino jumps forward. Tomato's able to turn with the Thunder aggressively back up to full HP. But they lose Whitemon here. Kasani did also pop the ult for this.
And there's the BKB, though, from Palos. Scary. I mean, it's very scary. Tomato, he's playing on Knife's Edge. This dart. Continuing to do work. Can they get Bob? He has BKB.
And with the Dream Core, they're going to drop this for Bob.
They've got the lift.
But he's going to get out to the side. The range here, of course, with that Hurricane Pike pushback, but not enough hits to come through to take Bob down.
but forced to pop the BKB. Low HP. Palos is in. Palos?
He should be fine. He's got Manta up. And in fact, they're going to turn. Bro, he jumped in.
No Aeon Disc.
But he's in trouble. He'll get the orb off. Oh my goodness. Bryle living on the edge himself there. Ghost Scepter's back up. Will protect the Jakiro here. As Carlo able to get away from Tomato. But Bryle, that was a close one.
So many players just pushing the limits of their heroes. I mean, Tomato, Bryle, Palos, they're all really pushing it. Bob tried to hang on to his BKB. Like, everyone is really playing quite dangerous here. And now Bryle, after having the safety of the Aeon Disc, saving him a couple times now, he will have the Linkens. So it does have that extra form of protection.
Yeah, much harder to catch this puck now.
Yep. And he can do a couple different things with it too. Not only protect himself, of course, versus initiations, but protect Bryle from getting all his stats stolen, right? So if he throws it on Bryle, Palos messes up with a morph or something like that, it's also a big deal. All these things are compounding. Still a super close game. And Roche, it's back up.
I mean, can Execration go for it, or they just don't do it quick enough?
Don't know. I don't think they do it quick enough. They don't have the Undying. They don't have all that big boost. TSM, they're looking for the wraparound.
They're trying it. They're trying it here, Execration.
Okay, this is a risky move.
I mean,
it is dropping. TSM doesn't expect this, it feels like, at all. Oh my god, they're actually going to be able to get this.
They're getting it. They're getting it. They're going to get the Refresher Shard, the Cheese, and the Aegis by the looks of it.
Oh,
they get it all.
That's a big deal. They Tombstone, but can't get anything here. Oh, Execration. That is absolutely massive.
They lose a couple of couriers, but indeed, yeah, I mean, at the moment, it's all on Palos. Do you think it will stay there, or is he going to pass any of this over?
Honestly, I think it's best on him.
Yeah.
Just for his double BKB, double Manta, Morph, etc. Like, it feels like he's just the ideal target for it. Give Bob the cheese so he can survive. That is huge there for Palos. I mean, he's, as we said, pushing the limits multiple times here on this Morph. Now, he can do it even more so with all this double BKB, Manta, Aegis, etc. And Tomato, he buys his own Linkens. So same, similar concept of with that puck.
Oh, Bryle.
He's in.
That's a good Dream Coil. Is there any follow-up, though? Whitemon is coming in from the side. Not already, Tino's broke his way out of it. He's going to turn towards Bryle to get the arrow connection. With the Eldest procs, Bryle, he'll be safe for now.
Ari gets deleted from Palos before the fight starts. 40 seconds, no Rubik. Bryle, his Aeon Disc is on cooldown. He's got to be a bit cautious how he plays.
I mean, yeah, we'll see as well. Do you think Palos, can he buy up the Daedalus because he has this Aegis, or do you still want to see him hold buyback gold in this sort of game?
I think he can finish it.
Yep.
He'll be very close to having the buyout anyway, so might as well. And this is this is all really big pickups for him too. Now, will maybe have the damage to deal with, but you do see the damage reduction. It is very significant. When he gets howled, losing like 147 damage every single time. So the howl, the fade bolt, all these things do matter. Bob? Holding on to BKB. Neutral items starting to get picked up. Yeah, they're feeling strong. This is a huge timing here for Execration.
Bob. He's going to get in onto the cliff. But TSM do have the ward down around it. They'll turn. Bryle gets the Dream Coil off. But they're pretty far away from them here, Execration. Keeping their distance. Bob's going to be focused first, but he gets healed up.
The cheese.
He's going to be saved. But Palos, he's gone in super aggressively here with the BKB. He's trying to get in on top of Tomato. They get the Ice Path onto Tomato as well. But Palos, he's going to get burst down low the once. He pops to Manta. He's still alive here. But Bryle, he's taken out both the DK and the Mirana. Palos will get taken out the once.
Can they control him? No Manta, no BKB.
He's got a lot of strength, but the damage, it's too much. Tomato just tears through him.
He actually doesn't have the buyback. He does not have the gold after that fight.
He spent up for the Daedalus.
Oh, boy.
He spent up for the Daedalus thing, and they'll probably know it. TSM, they could push for a lot here.
TSM, they're really doing such a good job of picking their battles. Like, this time they have high ground advantage. Bryle gets a huge coil, and they know there's no buyback. They're committing. They might just be able to end.
I think they can. I think they can with a push of Tomato.
Cliff.
Let's have a look. I mean, what can the two of them do here? Tino trying to just slow them down with the hammers, with the smoke screens. Carlo as well. But he gets caught. They get the drag back. Carlo's gone. And there's a buyback available now for Bob.
Okay.
Bob's back in action.
Can
The
he hold
tier
on?
4s are going.
I think they've got it.
There's a buyback available on Tino. 10 seconds until they have Marana in play, but with the Ancient exposed and this push coming in, TSM, they're looking to close up this game. As there's just nothing more to be done here from Execration. GG is called as TSM will take this best of 1.
I mean, Palos ends 10-2-4, but TSM, beautiful fights that they were able to take there. I feel like multiple times it's like they get this like high ground position advantage. Execration, they actually the ones who picked the fight. They're the ones who walked into it, and they end up getting smacked down. Palos unable to stand his ground. Refresher shard, he tried to swap it in, but it still wasn't up when he did swap it into his backpack to get his BKB Manta to save himself. TSM, they've done it.
Absolutely. I mean, you said as well, Kassan, he had to sort of be the carry, and honestly, 10-2-17.
Pretty good stuff.
This was a really nice Lycan performance, and great with the build as well, picking up that piping, so it's definitely helped get TSM through some of the tougher times of this game against Execration.